Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Jay, before we jump into this video, of course, we got to do what we always do. We got to welcome the special people to the channel. Those of you who are new to the channel, this is AM Sports Media, the Angry Man Podcast, where we're always dropping boxing related content. Make sure you come check us out. Documentaries, fight breakdowns, our own commentary. But not only that, the Discord and the live stream, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. Make sure you become a part of the family. And for those of you who are regular patrons, make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button, but make sure that you are engaging with the content. Jay, this is an interesting one for me. And I got to always preface my comments when I'm talking about Devin Haney. And also I have to preface my comments when I'm talking about certain fighters, because we are deemed to be haters because we give opinions that are actually rooted in facts. Right. But so let me go ahead and make my statement here and preface my comment. I like Bill Haney. I like Devin Haney. I like Bill Haney as a father to his son. I like Bill Haney in terms of the amount of trash that he talks and just being boisterous, because I think that is important to help sell your son. I like Devin Haney because as far as I can see, Devin is more than willing to take on the best fighters in and around his division. I can only really point to one instance where it felt like maybe he wasn't really willing to make that fight with Shakur Stevenson. But outside of that, Devin Haney has shown that, quote unquote, he's a true champion. That's the phrase of all these guys. I'm a true champion. I'm a true champion. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this, though, Jay. We know what happened back with Ryan Garcia. And you either sit on one side of the fence or the other, right? You either believe that something in your system, regardless, gave you a competitive advantage, or you believe the science, which is the fact that Osterine, particularly if it was not detected 2 weeks before the fight when you did drug testing and it was detected after the fight, Osterine in your system within 2 weeks doesn't give you any advantage. Because you actually need to train hard on these performance-enhancing drugs for several weeks for them to have any kind of impact. And then Osterine has not been clinically proven to actually give you a competitive advantage, right? So those are the two things, right? Those are so it depends on how you look at it, Jay. And that's perfectly fine. If you look at it one way, you look at it another way. I have no qualms about how you look at it. But what we do know to be true, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is that Devin Haney sustained damage in that fight, period. In the story, right?
Absolutely.
And we know currently coming up is a fight between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Now, Brian Norman Sr., friend of the show, we support Team Norman. So I want to put that out there as well. But we know that Brian Norman has been shown to be a power puncher over the last 2 to 3 fights, specifically after he had the hand surgery, right? And got that hand well, and now he's ready to go. So you have to wonder, after the performance of the Ryan Garcia performance, taking the damage, and then Ramirez performance, where Devin Haney essentially got on his bike. And here recently we've seen some training where he's doing hurdles, and people are suggesting that he's already getting himself ready for a track run against Brian Norman Jr. You have to wonder where Devin Haney is in terms of mentally, physically. And I made a statement that Devin Haney will probably never be the same after that. And I was ridiculed. It was said that I was a hater. How can I say this about a young fighter? We haven't seen him in the ring again. I was criticized. I was ridiculed in the comment sections about this statement. Well, guess what? Seems like to me, Bill Haney is saying the same thing. Right now, I'm going to play this clip. His daddy. I'm going to play this clip where Bill and Devin actually admitted to the damage that was caused in that fight and the fact that he's never going to be the same fighter. Right. This is what was alluded to in the comments that he's made. So I'm going to play this video here real quick. This was recently. I think it dropped maybe like 19 hours ago. Here's what Bill had to say.
Let's go. I didn't say he has to do any accusing, nor we would do that, but I'm saying is, let's worry. If you watch what happened to Devin, Devin just came out and said the damage is done after the fight. You can never go and repair that. It's done after the fight. You can never go and repair that. And said the damage is done after the fight. You can never go and repair that. So let's.
That sounds
Sounds like to me the damage is done And when you say the damage is done, you can never repair that. I mean, what are you saying? Because you're saying that damage was done, right? And you can't repair that damage that was done. So clearly, I was in the right when I said that. Jay, what are your thoughts on that and the ramifications going into a Brian Norman Jr. fight? What kind of mindset might he go in there with now that he's going to be in the ring with someone who can generate power?
I mean, at least right now he acknowledging it. Because before he didn't acknowledge this at all. Him nor Devin. They both acknowledge it just now. And we said this from the get-go. That was the biggest thing because we worried about that. For any time you're in a fight and you take that type of damage or beating, we wonder how you're going to look in your next fight. We saw him against Ramirez. He looked gun-shy. He looked scared to get hit. I understand they were trying to have a bag later on to fight Ryan and whatnot, but that's not how you perform. You still do your thing in the gym, in the ring, but he didn't do that. He was on his bike. He was really on his bike, like he was scared and punch adverse. He didn't want them things. Now, with someone like Brian Norman, I give them credit for saying that they want to fight Brian Norman, but then they seem like they're trying to back out of it a little bit, but it's going for it supposedly right now. But someone like Brian Norman, who we know has them thighs in both hands. And we saw what he did to Jin Sasaki with a left. We know what Devin's been susceptible to with a left. So, and B. Norman said, look, y'all think my hands are a lot faster than what you think, and I know how to cut the ring off. So that bodes bad for Devin. And he's admitting that damage is already done. Oh boy, it can't be repaired. Dev. And notice Dev also was talking about retirement also. Not too long ago. He was talking about retirement after probably like 3 months ago, coming up really soon, the back half of his career, however long that may be. So there's some damage there. He admitted to it. So this is going to be interesting in November with B. Norm.
It's going to be absolutely interesting in terms of Devin Haney, his performance, and what kind of mindset he goes into the ring with. We understand that Brian Norman has a pretty big left hook, but also we understand that Brian Norman has a pretty significant right hand as well. And so I think he's going to be leery of it. And the other thing that we've talked about in the past, and I think it's a fair assessment, is Devin Haney and his ability to beat someone who can hit him at range. I always thought that was going to be the defining characteristic of a fight between he and Ryan Garcia. I think it'll be the defining characteristic between he and Brian Norman as well. If I can reach you with distance, the same distance you can reach me, and I can also punch with power, I just never thought Devin was going to be durable enough to stand up to that. It's my opinion, and we'll see what happens when he faces B. Norm, the Storm. You guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to the statement that were made by Devin Haney and Bill Haney. I think it was interesting. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast on Sports Media, and we are out.